Happy Thursday afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Sunshine State's only true sports talk radio show where we focus on the teams and the topics that are important to you, the sports fan in Florida. We are game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. I am Bianchi, Mike Bianchi, sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel. He is Brandon Kravitz, the hardest working man in sports media. The man behind that glass is the prodigy of production, primetime Jaden Grimes. And we are coming to you live from Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, and all points in between on the iHeartRadio app. We want to hear from you throughout the course of the show. Enter that rage cage on the iHeart app. Just hit that talkback microphone at the bottom of the screen and rage away. You can also text us 50857. Krabby Krabs, you ready to rage today?
I am always ready to rage. I enter the building raging, and it only peaks. It just rises and reaches a crescendo at 3 p.m. where I feel rage-tastic. We have tickets to give away as well throughout the course of the show. 4:59 p.m. is our prize time. Save that in your alarm, your calendar, wherever. A twosome for tea times at Victoria Hills Golf Club. I'll get it out eventually. Victoria Hills Golf Club, pair of tee times for that great spot. Mike, I'm a little worried about your internet today because you look like I feel like I see you on my screen here, always streaming video on YouTube and on Twitter as well. Just search 96.9 The Game. But you look like an old episode of I Love Lucy right now. It's so grainy on my screen.
Oh, I'm grainy?
Not only are you grainy, but right now you're just stuck smiling like the Joker.
I can see myself moving. Why can't I see myself?
I don't know. Maybe it's me, but we'll monitor.
Yeah. By the way, I'm not going to be doing much raging today. I'm wilting today because I went to hot yoga for the first time in history. I'll tell that story maybe later in the show. But man, I embarrassed myself. I embarrassed myself in front of a bunch of middle-aged ladies.
I'm embarrassed for you. Today. I expect the chiseled bulldog to handle these situations better than it sounds like you handled it today.
Yeah, we'll get to that later in the show. But right now, let's get to some highlights and some headlines. An emotional scene outside Tallahassee Memorial Hospital today. Mike Norvell and FSU's entire football team greeted Ethan Pritchard and his family as they left the hospital and got into an ambulance to head for a rehab facility in Jacksonville. Pritchard, of course, the freshman linebacker from Sanford Seminole High School right here in Central Florida, was shot in a case of mistaken identity in the hours after FSU's season-opening victory over Alabama. What a touching scene it was, Brandon, to see the entire team cheering Pritchard on as he's wheeled out of the hospital in one of those mobile beds.
Yeah, it's one of those moments where you realize that there's a lot more to life than sports. We can get pretty lost in our bubble day to day and thinking that it's the wins and the losses are life and death when there's actual real life and death going on out there. And with the players that we cover, it was a really heartfelt moment. And these guys, similar, different story, but just a similar sort of emotion for FSU, for UCF. They're playing for something bigger than themselves this year. I'm not going to say that turns into more wins than losses or whatever, but it certainly creates a brotherhood on the field, and it was cool to see that. It was very a very classy move by Mike Norvell and his staff.
By the way, you can see that video. Go to our Twitter account at 96.9 Game On, and Brandon posted it just a few minutes ago. All right, Jacksonville, the Jaguars, and the Cleveland Browns swapped starting cornerbacks last night, with Tyson Campbell going to the Browns and Greg Newsome heading to the Jaguars. The teams also exchanged late round draft picks in 2026. Kravitz, you're the helmet head here. I don't have my cornerback hierarchy in front of me. Explain why this deal was made. Do you know?
Well, the Jags have been trying to fortify their secondary for a while now. This is part of the reason why they drafted Travis Hunter. And maybe it's because they've been putting him out on an island to start the season. And he's been going toe-to-toe with some of the best players for the opposition. I just don't think that that's a spot that you want to put Travis Hunter in as he starts his NFL career, especially with how much they still want to use him on offense. So I think it's about Hunter, his workload, and just trying to fortify the secondary without needing a guy that they also kind of need on offense. So I think that has a lot to do with it. But
Greg Newsome
is
considered a good cornerback.
Very
right?
good. Yeah, he's excellent.
So they're upgrading at cornerback. I guess this is an indication that, hey, the Jaguars think they can do something this year. They're in the win now mode.
Yeah,
right?
The Browns are in a lose now mode. So
Right.
They traded Joe. Think about what they've done within the last couple of days. They traded Joe Flacco. Take that for what it's worth. He was their backup quarterback at this point. They're starting a rookie quarterback who they didn't even draft in the first round. They traded away one of their better defensive players. So the Browns are clearly saying we're done with this season. Thank you for hanging out with us. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are buying into what they've done. And this is what James Gladstone, the GM, said he was going to do when he took that job. He said he was going to be aggressive, and he has been. He's aggressive in the draft and moving up to get the guy that they wanted. He's aggressive mid-season, trading for a defensive back that can help their secondary today. So this is a guy that's clearly committed to winning.
By the way, speaking of the Browns, how dysfunctional is that organization? Kevin Stefanski, their coach, said he had no idea that they were trading Joe Flacco. What? The GM's not even going to check with the coach and tell him? He said, Stefanski said that caught us by surprise.
I'm sure the general manager is like, look, Kevin, you're lucky you still have a job, okay? How many years?
How about the GM's lucky to have a job? He's the guy that went and got Deshaun Watson.
No,
actually,
he's
that
not.
was the owner.
Yeah,
that's the owner.
He's not the guy that got Watson. He's not the guy that got Shador Sanders. Did you see the look on his face when they drafted Shador? The owner's pulling the strings here, and Andrew Berry, unfortunately, is Pinocchio to Jimmy Haslam's Geppetto.
Right. Hallelujah, hallelujah. The Yankees have been ousted from the playoffs. The Blue Jays sent the Yankees packing with a 5-2 victory last night. The whole world is celebrating the loss. Listen to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and David Ortiz Jr. last night.
Dale, Yankee lose. The Yankee lose. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's do it again. The Yankees lose. The Yankees lose. Yankees lose. Let's go, baby.
Oh, that's awesome.
One more. The Yankees lose.
That is awesome. Big Papi and Vlad Guerrero Jr. doing that while who's sitting there? Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez. This is awesome. The two Yankees sitting there trying to act like they're laughing along, but you know it killed them. You know it killed him, crap.
Did it really kill Alex Rodriguez?
Yes.
Like, is he really considered a Yankee through and through? He's not compared to Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter is Mr. Yankee. So I think if it's cutting anybody deep, it's cutting Derek Jeter deep. But this has to be the end for Aaron Boone, right? Like you gotta fire the guy. The Yankees have the highest standard perhaps in all of American professional sports. He has been there since 2018. They have one World Series appearance, and they have been booted early in the playoffs on multiple occasions now. They lost in the wild card, or they lost in the ALDS this year. They didn't make the playoffs 2 years ago. Prior to that, they've lost in the wild card round, multiple divisional round losses, and last night was yet another one. I know they were in the World Series last year, but you should be able to pencil this team in there. Aaron Boone, you've had your chances. Sayonara.
The Yankees lose. The Yankees lose. How great is it to see the Yankees and their obnoxious, haughty fans, guys like Mark Daniels, Shot Doctor, all the all the transplants down here.
Everyone you know.
It's awesome.
Everywhere you turn, there are Yankee fans. I love it. I've always loved when the Yankees lose. So this is a joyous day.
It is a joyous day. Ding dong, the witch is dead. And those are the headlines and the highlights.
Coming up next, boy, do we have a treat for you. Our daily source of motivation and inspiration, and somebody new to tee it up to us. Plus, a look at our top story of the day, which is a doozy. Don't go anywhere.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. Now, it's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. That's check. Enter it now online at 969thegame.com.
You know, Florida living means hauling boats, tackling back roads, and hitting the beach, all with all that gear in the back. That's why you need a truck that can do it all. How about a 2026 Silverado 1500 from Don Mealy Chevrolet out in Claremont? It's truck month, and you can get 2.9% APR for 72 months on a new Silverado with over 60 in stock. There's a perfect fit for every driver, whether you're towing, working, or just showing off that new chrome. And as they celebrate 50 years in business, you can trust Don Mealy Chevrolet. They are the truck experts who've been keeping Florida rolling since 1975. Stop by Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont today. Chevy. Together, let's drive.
I don't know about you, but I can't stand when I see creepy crawlies all over my house. That's why I have to have a pest control provider that doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. You can keep your home protected from the bugs all year long. Get yourself a termite bond while you're at it. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz and Mike Bianchi from Game On sent you by. Get 10% off of your initial service. Burn Pest is a family-run operation right here in our backyard in Central Florida. Go and find them online easily, and don't stress about these pests anymore. It's burnpest.com.
The roadways might be slippery. We got scattered showers in the area, and afternoon traffic starting to pile up in some familiar areas. You're going to get caught up in some slowdowns on I-4 getting through the city and between Dr. Phillips and through that amusement park area. There's a serious accident blocking all lanes on 4 City Road northbound before Altamont Drive at Orange Avenue. Look out for crews on the roadways. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Yingling Traditional Lager. Brewed by the same family for nearly 200 years, it's a crisp amber lager with a bold, smooth flavor that's perfect for game day. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching from your favorite bar, Yingling is the taste of tradition. Yingling. Legends stand the test of time.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Orlando.
Let's talk about Pizza Bruno. This place is top nuts. I mean nuts. Sorry, I can't get the garlic nuts out of my head. You want meatballs, you want salads, you want fresh ingredients in every single mouth-watering bite. Pizza Bruno is your spot. Try my personal favorite, the spicy Stetson, crunchy pepperoni, big dollops of ricotta cheese, and hot honey. It is so good. 3 locations in Central Florida, Edgewater, Maitland, and on Curry Ford Road. Visit pizzabruno.fl.com and work up an appetite.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
If you want your windows there and wait, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
Sports season is in high gear, and iHeartRadio's got it all. The NFL.
It's a touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Baseball postseason.
Tail time in game 1.
College football, the NHL, and the NBA is about to tip off. It's all right at your fingertips on the iHeart app, with play-by-play podcasts and local stations where you can join the conversation.
I agree with the last caller. We got to be done with that guy.
Join the millions who are already doing it. Open the free iHeartRadio app now. Sports on iHeartRadio, where fans live it.
This is the beat of sports.
I'm not going to argue with anybody that says top to bottom, the SEC is the deepest conference in college football. As a body of work for the last 20 years, there is not an argument. But you know what's now happened? Everybody gets to pay legally. And look what happened to a couple of schools. Texas Tech. Well, they had their billionaire guy bought players. Okay, so you guys had 6 guys that were buying players when it was illegal. Now this guy's doing it legally. And now what? You're ruffled that they appear to be really, really good? Or that Miami made the commitment a couple of years ago to tap into a few people to say, we need your millions, and they did it, and look what they built? Or Florida State had a miserable season last year and were able to go back to some of the same people and get millions more to buy players legally? Because that's what's happened now. The distribution of talent is not stockpiling 5 stars anymore.
The beat of sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader. The new home for the Miami Dolphins is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Just search 96.9 The Game.
This is Jalen Suggs of the Orlando Magic. They say it pays to listen to Game On. How much are we talking? Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz rolls right along. AM 930 in Jacksonville, FM 96.5 The Spear in Tallahassee, and right here, home base in Orlando, Florida, FM 96.9 The Game, streaming everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We appreciate any and all who stay locked in throughout the course of the afternoon. Something special, Mikey. We got somebody that's going to help us tee up our daily coach quote of the day. So let's hear it.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Nice.
Mosley helping us out. Our daily source of inspiration and motivation. And today's comes from ChatGPT because I was having trouble getting into my email today. So I chat GPT, give me a motivational quote, and I liked what it spat out. Another win for AI. This one says, discipline is just choosing what you want most over what you want now.
Discipline is just choosing what you want most over what you want now. So that's anti-immediate gratification.
That's it. I want this right now, but what do you want long term? It kind of goes back to the 10-10-10 rule that we talked about the other day. How am I going to feel about this 10 minutes from now? How am I going to feel about this 10 months from now? How am I going to feel about this 10 years from now? That's a little bit extreme, but I think this is a more simplistic version of it. Great job by artificial intelligence delivering that one to us. Discipline is just choosing what you want most over what you want now. If you want six-pack abs, but there's a fudge sundae sitting in front of you, that's what you want right now. But if you want the six-pack abs, then you have to not grab the spoon, or at least take a very small bite and then give it to somebody else. But boy, that sounds good, doesn't it? Today, by the way, is National Moldy Cheese Day, Mike. That's
Cheese
Day?
The
holiday today. Do you like blue cheese crumbles? Are you a blue cheese fan? That is the most popular of the moldy cheeses.
Yeah, I love blue cheese. I like blue cheese dressing. Obviously, I like it on my chicken wings. Dip the chicken wings in the blue cheese. But yeah, I like blue cheese dressing.
I'm disappointed when I get a blue cheese dressing and there's not blue cheese crumbs in it. When it's just the cream and not the crumbles.
I don't mind the creamy blue cheese. I prefer the creamy blue cheese and then maybe some blue cheese crumbles on top of it.
One of the greatest things that I think you can eat on a day-to-day basis. This might even be the thing that if I was told, okay, you can only, I said lasagna was the perfect food yesterday, but if I was told you can only eat one meal for the rest of your life, strong consideration for a grilled buffalo chicken wrap with real blue cheese crumbles in there. Oh, yeah. I don't think I've ever had one of those I didn't like. And the grilled, then we can eat this. We can eat this breakfast, lunch, dinner. We can do it healthy, and it tastes good.
If you put blue cheese on it, it's not healthy. Okay, let's just get that right out there.
Well, if you put too much, a little bit of balance. It's all about portion control. It is time for you to enter the Rage Cage. You can hit us up on the iHeartRadio Talkback feature and rage about whatever it is you want. Today, we're going to gear you in this direction, though. Modern day music. What is it about modern day music that sends you up the wall? Enter the Rage Cage on that. And part of the reason that we thought of this, Mike, is because of this year's halftime performer, Bad Bunny, who seems to be getting people all riled up, including
everybody riled up.
Who's this politician that we have a clip of that's talking about Bad Bunny?
That's the Speaker of the House. I believe it's Mike Johnson.
Yeah, Mike Johnson. Let's play a little Mike Johnson. Let's hear what he has to say about Bad Bunny.
Any reaction to Bad Bunny being chosen as the Super Bowl halftime?
I didn't even know who Bad Bunny was.
Okay.
But it sounds like a terrible decision, in my view.
How come?
Hearing. What's that?
How come?
Well, it sounds like he's not someone who appeals to a broader audience. And I think, there's so many eyes on the Super Bowl, a lot of young, impressionable children. And I think, in my view, you would have Lee Greenwood or role models doing that, not somebody like that.
Mr. Speaker.
Absolutely. Yes. I agree. Lee Greenwood, if not Lee Greenwood, maybe Frankie Valli, okay? Frankie Valli, or maybe the Shot Doctor's favorite band, the Andrew Sisters, Kravitz, the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy from Company B. Yeah. Lee Greenwood.
Lee Greenwood. What's Lee Greenwood's song, isn't it? Proud
to be an American. That's a great song. I love me some Lee Greenwood, and I have seen Lee Greenwood perform, God Bless the USA in person a couple of times at sporting events, but nah, I'm kidding about Lee Greenwood.
Oh, really? Yeah. That'll be good. That's a good song to play at a 4th of July party, not for the halftime show of the Super Bowl.
He'd have to play it like for 10 minutes because that's the only song he's known for.
But a lot of people are up in arms about Bad Bunny being the halftime performer. I'm not a huge fan of it. I know he's got a massive fan base.
I'm not a fan of it for this reason.
I don't know his music. That's the reason I'm not. I like selfishly. I love the halftime show. I like to turn it up. sing and dance in the living room. I'm usually 3 sheets to the wind by then.
But he does, and again, nothing against Latin music, but all of his songs are in Spanish. And this is, America's premier sporting event. So
Yep.
Shouldn't they have an English?
Well, yeah,
here?
I would think so. And that's why I think having Bad Bunny as a part of the halftime show makes sense as far as his star power, the energy in which his music provides fits what they're looking for a halftime show. You're not trying to put the audience to sleep. I think him paired with someone else, I will die on this hill. That would be a good halftime show. Get somebody who, an American singer where people know their songs, they are sung in English, and then blend the two, and you can have Hispanic music. There's nothing wrong with that, but for that to be the primary vehicle of delivering a halftime show, I do think it falls short for too many people, even though he's got a massive fan base. Maybe we'll be wrong. Maybe he'll be awesome. But here's the other thing, Mike.
They should pair him with Carly Simon.
Oh, my God.
One of the
Do
great
you know anyone that's made
vocalists.
music in the last 10 years?
Maybe Carole King. That way you have a guy and a girl, gender equity. Carole King. Remember her great album, Tapestry? One of the great albums.
That was very good. Gender equity. That was very woke of you, Mike. But the pitchforks are out for Bad Bunny. I don't know if you've seen this, but he was at the Yankee game last night. National anthem plays. He's behind home plate, and guess who didn't stand? Bad
He didn't stand?
Bunny. Yeah.
Well, he has said that he's not going to play concerts in the United States anymore because he's afraid that ICE will, raid the venue and put his fans in jeopardy. Of course, he has a lot of Latino fans, so he has said that.
Yes.
I think we'll play the Eric Dickerson clip later, but I think that's the anti-American rhetoric to which Eric Dickerson is referring to in his rant against Bad Bunny.
And that's sort of the divide that's going to be created here as Bad Bunny is the halftime performer. I'm sure that conversation will only heat up. Our lead story at 4 p.m. today is about Bill Belichick and this disaster of 24 hours or the last 11 days for the North Carolina Tar Heels. It's a mess. You're going to want details of that coming up at 4. Up next, FSU now dealing with 2 straight losses. Can they bounce back? We'll check in with the voice of the Noles, Jeff Culhane, next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
How many times have I told you that International Diamond Center is Florida's direct diamond importer? IDC's been cutting out the middleman on diamonds for over 40 years. That's how they can guarantee a better price on every diamond. IDC has connections that go back for decades with the diamond miners and cutters from across the globe. IDC's owner, by the way, was once the supplier for jewelry stores all over the East Coast. So if you're getting engaged or upgrading her diamond, don't be fooled thinking some corporate-owned chain jeweler can come anywhere close to IDC in price, quality, selection, or customer service. And besides, wouldn't you rather buy from a local company? IDC is locally owned by the same family since the 1980s. They have an incredible reputation for honesty, transparency, and for being good citizens of our fair state. They're not a corporate-owned chain store that sends profits to Wall Street. It's just a no-brainer. Highest quality diamonds, unbeatable value, no middleman markups, strongest warranties, great people, and locally owned. Don't buy a diamond anywhere until you check out International Diamond Center. For details, go to shopidc.com.
Betting exchanges have become the new craze in sports betting, and there is no one on the internet that does it better than BetterEdge. So transparent, so honest, so user-friendly. BetterEdge gives you that little extra advantage that you need. I've said it many times. I've bet on sports for a while. I did not start making money consistently until I started using BetterEdge. I also share competitions every Friday that we can dive into together as well. My Beat Brandon Challenge. Sign up for the first time, get $20 on the house. Just use the promo code BeatBrandon when you sign up at BetterEdge.com or on the BetterEdge app.
Attention, all Florida State Seminole fans and alumni. Did you know that 71,000 Knowles have FSU specialty license plates? The FSU license plate is the simplest way to convey your school spirit and support academic excellence via scholarships. FSU even provides a $25 rebate for first-time buyers. Stop by your local tax collector's office and get an FSU tag today, or find out more at mytag.fsu.edu. Go Knowles!
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-213-0000, 407-213-0000.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Tools Ace Hardware is your neighborhood home maintenance expert. With 14 convenient locations across Central Florida, including their brand new store in downtown Windermere, you'll find Benjamin Moore Paint, steel outdoor power equipment, sales and service, grills and outdoor cooking from Big Green Egg to Traeger, everyday hardware solutions. Visit their new Windermere location or any Tools Ace Hardware near you. Shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Catch the Fantasy Fix live every Sunday morning throughout the entirety of the NFL season. Who can we trust? Who's a mirage? Who do you need to start and put on the bench? We have all the updated information and advice for you every Sunday morning, streaming live across the state of Florida on the iHeartRadio app. It's fantasy football news up to the minute right here on FM 96.9 The Game. Don't set your lineup without us, and it all starts Sunday morning at 10 a.m. on the Fantasy Fix.
The Home Depot has everything you need to turn your home into a beacon of holiday cheer. So whether you're going all out or just adding a few holiday touches, we've got you covered with trees, yard decor, and more. Save time decorating with one of our easy-to-assemble pre-lit trees, or pick up a piece from our Yuletide Lane decor collection and fill your yard with holiday joy. Whatever your style, find everything to get your holidays started at the Home Depot.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. Divorce affects every part of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you are facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Miami-Dade County, Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
The Home Depot has everything you need to turn your home into a beacon of holiday cheer. So whether you're going all out or just adding a few holiday touches, we've got you covered with trees, yard decor, and more. Save time decorating with one of our easy-to-assemble pre-lit trees, or pick up a piece from our Yuletide Lane decor collection and fill your yard with holiday joy. Whatever your style, find everything to get your holidays started at the Home Depot.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Eustace Roofing. New roof, no mess.
This is the beat of sports.
Is Aaron Judge blank And here's the blank. Are you part of the fraternity that you want no part of because it is had a Hall of Fame career, known as one of the great players when they played, but never won a championship? And that's why I said it's a bit unfair, because the body of work isn't done.
It just feels like he hasn't done enough. Like, do we really consider Aaron Judge an all-time great?
Well, Judge is putting together a resume that's not yet done, that I don't know how many more years, if he puts up numbers that you'd be like, wow, okay, I've moved him from what was a very good player into all-time greats. And I'm not telling you that he's one of the 10 greatest players, but if he puts up 3-4 more years of this and the Yankees don't win, then you start putting him into that fraternity.
The Beat of Sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Thursday, we are going to be expecting a little bit higher of a rain and storm chance today, about a 40 to 50% chance. We'll be expecting temperatures to be a little closer to normal as well, with highs right around the mid to upper 80s, a high of 87 degrees today in Orlando. Higher chances of rain will exist as we head into our Friday, about a 60% chance, but that will set the stage for what is set to be a very nice looking second half of our weekend, especially with sunshine and lower humidity. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Felt like you missed something this morning?
It's becoming a disgusting habit at this point.
You did. You can listen while you get ready in the morning.
Wake up with us.
Just tell Alexa to play 96.9 The Game. Let's hit the local beat and see what's happening with the teams that call the state of Florida home. Sending you back to the studio. It's Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Touchdown, Florida State! Touchdown, FSU!
Let's welcome in the voice of the Florida State Seminoles, Jeff Culhane, our good friend. You can listen to him call all FSU games in Tallahassee at FM 96.5, The Spear in Orlando at AM 810 Fox Sports Radio. Jeff Culhane, I want to apologize for our producer. So, Kravitz, I'm listening to Jaden, get Jeff on the phone, and I guess Jeff asked him how his weekend was.
Yeah.
And the prodigy said, oh, great, especially after what happened Saturday when the Canes beat Florida State. Jeff, I apologize for the rudeness.
It's what this game's all about, right? It's bragging rights. I don't even know Jaden, and here he is talking smack to me about the win on Saturday night. But that's what makes it, that's why you love the game, man. That's why college football and college athletics are the best, and that's why Florida State and Miami's got a little more juice to it. So, Jaden, you talk your smack, brother. That sounds good. I'll remember that in 365 days when we're back at Hard Rock, pal.
I remember it too. Don't worry.
All right. All right.
Jeff, obviously a lot of mistakes over the last couple of weeks, which is why Florida State has lost 2 straight games. What are they going to do to clean up the turnovers, clean up the mistakes?
Too many mistakes, Mike. Yeah, -6 in the turnover margin, starting ACC play, and you don't have to be, a brain surgeon to figure that one out. You can't do it. You can't do it on the road. You can't do it against Miami, who is one of the best teams in the country. As much as it pains me to say it, Jaden, yes, they are pretty good. You just can't do it, and you got to get off to quicker starts. The big thing, I think, for me Saturday night was, hey, get the crowd in the game. The atmosphere was electric. It was an amazing atmosphere, and did the game mean as much as it did back in the 80s and 90s? I mean, not every single year, but as a one-off, it was a big game. It was a big game, and you had a sold out crowd, and everybody was revved up to be there. It was in prime time, and you had a chance to really get everybody riled up with that first drive, and you couldn't get the ball in the end zone, and you had to settle for a field goal, and then Miami would go on and rip off 28 unanswered, and give them a lot of credit. They played well where they needed to. Florida State showed heart and fighting back and hanging in there and at least having a chance at the end. If you get an onside kick, who knows? But you got to start faster, especially against Pitt, guys. Pitt has outscored their opponents 48-0 in the first quarter this season, and they're a team coming in with confidence. They feel like they should be 5-0. They've held double-digit leads in all 5 games, and they've lost to West Virginia and Louisville, where they've had double-digit leads in those games. So it's a Pitt football team under Pat Narduzzi that has what he needs when they're a good team, a great defensive front, and they've found a quarterback in this Mason Heinschel kid that they like, and that they're hoping doesn't turn the football over to Florida State Saturday afternoon.
Jeff, I know, take it one game at a time and all of that, but if Florida State wants to make the playoffs, they essentially have to run the table, which would make this a must-win this week.
Have to win, Mike. Yeah, have to win. It's a big game, and quite honestly, not even knowing the circumstances of this game back in the summertime, this was one I circled as a game you have to be ready to play for, because you got to be ready to play all of them. But my point is you're coming out of Miami, which we all know is emotional, and you got the win early in the season versus Alabama, sort of recalibrated, I think, expectations from a fan base coming off of last year. You're always expecting to be in the mix at Florida State, and unfortunately, this team has stubbed its toe and beat itself in a lot of areas with penalties and the turnovers we talked about, and slow starts and not finishing. So you're right. This is, if you want to be in the mix in December, you got to win this game, and then you got to go out and take care of business the rest of the way. And look, if you want to look ahead, and we can do that, you win this game on Saturday, you are 4-2. You get your first win in ACC play. You should be favored at Stanford. You should be favored against Wake Forest. That game at Clemson, regardless of what the Tigers are doing, they're going to be ready to play for that one, and that'll be a tough game. But if you can win there, then you're looking at Virginia Tech and NC State, who I think Florida State is better than. So, that gives you a shot to be in the mix in the ACC championship game. It would create just a huge game. It's always big at Florida, but after that win against Texas, Billy Napier and company know how to hang in there when things aren't going well and their backs are against the wall. So it starts Saturday. You're right. And you got to go out and get it going from the start against this Pitt team, who's really, really aggressive on both sides of the ball.
We're talking to the voice of the Seminoles, Jeff Colhane, here on Game On. Why was it that the run game seemed to stall out? Was it just simply because Miami started scoring a bunch of points? It's hard to run the football when you're playing catch up.
Yeah.
Or is it offensive line injuries? What exactly was it? Because I thought Florida State ran the ball really well to start the game against Miami.
I think part of it was that. I think you fall behind. You got to play catch up, and you got to abandon the run a little bit and pick and choose your spots. Another part of it was, Miami's defensive speed was just outstanding. I mean, it really was. I was just blown away by how fast Miami was. And a lot of the things that had worked for Florida State side to side with the jet sweeps and the end arounds just weren't there, because Miami was hawking them and getting after them. And the edge guys are elite. I mean, Reuben Bain's a top 10 pick. Akeem Mesidor is a tremendous player. He'll play at the next level in the NFL. And I thought, looking at Miami defensively, what they missed a year ago were difference makers in the back end, and they found them in the portal guys with Keontae Scott, Jacoby Thomas, and Zechariah Poyser. Those guys were the right additions in the secondary in the offseason made by Mario Cristobal and their new defensive coordinator, Corey Heatherman. So, this team, look, Florida State can still run the football. There's no doubt. And that's another big storyline, similarly to what it was against Miami last weekend. Pitt comes in as the number 2 rushing defense in America, only allowing 64.6 yards a game. And they've only allowed one rush of over 20 yards this season, tied for second in all of college football. Florida State has 50 rushes of 10 yards or more, the most in college football. So, Florida State's offensive line against the Pitt defensive front, similar to what we saw last weekend, We got to move some people and got to be able to run the football. And let's work ahead instead of trying to play from behind like we have the last 2 games.
We saw the video earlier today. We talked about it in the open of the show. Ethan Pritchard, who was released from the hospital today, and the entire team, coaching staff, Mike Norvell, everybody standing outside giving him a round of applause. I mean, it brings tears to your eyes just thinking about it, and the fact that he has survived. He's got a long road in front of him, it seems, but still, how much emotion is brought to the surface with that particular situation.
Yeah, Kravitz. It's just, you think about Ethan Pritchard, and he's been having a great, he's a true freshman, and he was having a great fall camp. In fact, Tony White I know we discussed this a few weeks ago, but Tony White had mentioned Ethan for his play. A young man out of Seminole High School in Sanford, and a guy that had done some really good things here as a true freshman. And then you're a part of the win versus Alabama, and you're taking your aunt home with your niece in the car, and I can't believe he survived, guys. I mean, he got caught in a crossfire with gang members who misidentified him for a rival gang member. He got shot in the back of the head, and he had been in a coma for quite some time. It's by the grace of God, and I'm not a hugely religious person by any means, but the prayers mattered without a doubt. He's got a long way to go, and just to think what his life has turned into as a young man at 18 years old, being a part of that game, living out your dreams, here at Florida State, and then just like that, he's been in a hospital bed fighting for everything since that point in time. And so, as a father, I can't imagine what his dad Earl and their family have gone through over the last 6 weeks. The East Texas A&M game, the guys brought his jersey out of the tunnel and brought it with him to the coin toss. His father, Earl, broke the rock in the locker room after the win, which is a tradition after every win for Florida State. And so continued prayer sent to Ethan and his family as they head to Jacksonville for their next round of battle in this progress.
He is Jeff Colhane, the radio voice of the Florida State Seminoles. Jeff, we'll be listening to you and bar none, William Floyd, Saturday on the call. Thank you so much for joining us.
Great to talk to you, boys, as always, and even you, Jaden. Even you. We'll talk to you later.
You don't have to lie, Jeff. All right. Up next. Appreciate you, Jeff. Our lead story is coming up. Bill Belichick and UNC. What a dumpster fire that is. Plus your texts, your talkbacks right around the corner.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Now, here's a cool idea. What if you called Mills Air when you had AC issues instead of trying to DIY yourself into comfort? Don't stress. Call the best. And they always handle it the best way possible. They explain what's wrong. They give you clear options, and they never push you into something that you don't need. That's what I love about them. There's so many air conditioning companies that are just trying to sell you this, that, and whatever. From emergency repairs to preventative maintenance, they are the captains of cool, and they've been doing that for Orlando homeowners and business owners since 1992. Protect your investment. Give yourself some peace of mind in the process. Call Leon and the crew to schedule your appointment and tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. The number to call, 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
Okay, fellas, let's be real. If your wife or girlfriend isn't herself lately, if she's tired, cranky, no interest in sex, it's not her fault. And if you're walking around foggy, low energy, low sex drive, it's not just you getting older. It's your hormones. Both of you. That's why I want you to call Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. This is where couples go when they want to feel alive again. This isn't one of those cookie cutter clinics you see at the strip malls where they give you a testosterone shot in the butt and send you on your way. The difference is Dr. John Carrazella. He's an internationally acclaimed Yale-trained doctor who gave up a successful career as an orthopedic surgeon to focus on hormone health. He's helped thousands of couples get their mojo back, to feel sharp, sexy, and actually excited to be around each other again. And fellas, trust me, when she starts feeling better, everything changes for both of you. So stop toughing it out and start living again, and do it together. Go to hormonesandwellness.com. That's hormonesandwellness.com for all the information. It's a gift that will truly last a lifetime.
Traffic's getting by now on Forest City Road. Emergency crews have moved that accident into the right turn lane, northbound approaching Altamont Drive there. There's a disabled vehicle slowing things down on I-4 westbound approaching Sand Lake Road, and we got scattered showers in the area. That might be slowing down your ride a bit. Expect the roadways to be slippery. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Cue the easy button because it's officially Easy Deal Days at Staples. Now through October 11th, save up to 40% off over 1,000 products from tech, chairs, luggage, and more. Head to your local Staples store or staples.com to save while supplies last. Staples, that was easy.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers, all so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown, Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word WOW right now to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who will provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
The one and only Monster Jam. The world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Grave Digger and more. Coming to Camping World Stadium January 10th. Brought to you by Big 80 Tires. You have to see it live, so don't miss it. Lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
October baseball is here. The baseball postseason is in full swing, and BetOnline is your #1 source to get closer to the action. From first pitch to the final out, BetOnline gives you more ways to play with the latest odds, breaking news, live scores, and in-game wagering. Also catch every pro and college football game, cage fighting, and hockey futures all in one place. Lastly, don't miss their VIP program with level up bonuses, cash boosts, and exclusive rewards. Head to BetOnline today because at BetOnline, the game starts here.
Make money predicting football? Now you can nationwide with Kalshi. Kalshi is the only platform that lets you legally trade on real-world events in all 50 states. From football to Bitcoin, the Oscars, and even politics. If it matters, you can trade on it. Trade on who wins each game, props, spread, and more. Legally, nationwide. Don't miss your shot. Download the Kalshi app or go to KALSHI.com. Use code PODCAST and get $10 when you trade 100. This is an investment that carries risk. Kalshi.com.
Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the latest fall looks all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at macysbackstage.com.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The free iHeartRadio app makes your car radio jealous.
Live radio presets, lyrics for songs, and the most podcasts on the planet.
Plus, it all fits in your pocket.
Your car radio can't do that.
Make sure the free iHeartRadio app is on your smartphone now.
The #1 app for radio.
Unlike those changing leaves of fall, our money does not grow on trees. So give Trajan Wealth a call today to ensure you're making the right financial moves for your future. I've been talking about Trajan Wealth on this show for a while, but here's the difference. Now I'm a client, and it feels different when you've sat across the table from them. I brought in an old 401k I'd been ignoring, and they showed me how to get those dollars working again. Honestly, it was like having a great coach finally draw up a play just for me. There was no pressure, no jargon, just clear advice from fiduciaries who put my goals first. And with everything going on in the world, you need a team that helps you adjust your game plan when the markets change. So don't let your money blow away like leaves in the fall. Put a real plan behind it. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-213-0000 or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule your free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
#1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WYGM Orlando, WJRR, HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Free never sounded so good.
This is Paulo Banchero with the Orlando Magic, and you're locked into Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you.
Now if I can do my wow, that just went away quick. If I could do my impression of Mike Bianchi, as I'm looking at him on the stream right now, it does not look like he is ready to chat with me. But this is what he would say.
Yeah.
Now that right there is a Super Bowl halftime performer. That right there is American excellence and should be on display during the biggest game of the year.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Well, you have to have a catalog of more than one if you're going to perform at the halftime show. People on the text line lighting us up. Enter the Rage Cage as well on the iHeartRadio Talkback. Our Rage Cage topic today is music, modern music. What is it that gets y'all riled up? Somebody said, by the way, I love Bad Bunny, and I can even tell that he's... Even I can tell that he's not the right choice for the Super Bowl. So you got a Bad Bunny fan that is commenting on that. Somebody said the constant mumbling in today's music drives me up the wall. Plus, it all sounds the same. I can't tell the difference between country and pop anymore. It all sounds the same. Is the sort of complaint that people make about music when they don't like a certain style of music. If you don't like the music, of course it's all going to sound the same. Just like if I don't like sitcoms on TV and I see a few and none of them entertain me, I'm going to say they're all the same. That's just a constant. Like, one of the things that annoys me the most about people that critique music is when they say, oh, I scanned the album, all the songs sound the same. Of course they do. They're sung by the same person who sings the exact same style of music on all of their songs. Of course it's going to sound the same.
Okay. Somebody just texted in, why are people complaining of why 5 people are riled up over Bad Bunny? Well, I think
true.
There's more than that.
Yeah, that's not true. I mean,
and plus when the president of the United States says it's a terrible choice, I'm sorry, that's going to make news. Okay.
But it's not even like a liberal conservative thing. I mean, my wife and I love a variety of music. I mean, we go to concerts of all sorts of varieties, and we don't want Bad Bunny to be the halftime performer because we don't know his songs. And
you don't know the words either because you don't do you understand Spanish?
I don't. I mean, un poquito, because I did grow up in South Florida. But more Game On the way. We'll pause for a moment. Let the talented folks of Fox Sports Radio get you all caught up with the latest in sports. We're back at it in 60 seconds.
Live, local, in your face, and bald. Very bald. Let's send you to the studio for the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
We are back, broadcasting live in Jacksonville, Orlando, Tallahassee, and beyond on the iHeartRadio app. It's Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz, the premier sports talk radio show in the state of Florida. Light us up on the Mills Air text line. That's 50857. Enter the Rage Cage. Our Rage Cage topic today, modern music. What is it that gets you all fired up about the music of today or the halftime show?
Can I enter the Rage Cage?
Of Bad
Can I
Bunny?
enter the Rage Cage?
Of course you can. You're the host of the show.
This is my old guy Rage Cage musical take that really POs me, okay? And here's what it is. It's infuriating to me. Infuriating when people blast. And if you like hip-hop music, fine, okay? But when people blast obscene, racist hip-hop music in public, whether it be in a playground, whether it be at the grocery store parking lot, and you've got the N-word being spewed out there in public, and you've got the H-word and all these other words being spewed out there. We used to have little nasty music when I was a kid, too. Jimmy Buffett had a song, Why Don't We Get Drunk? And you know what, okay? But we didn't blast it out in public. We kept it to ourselves, listened to it so our parents couldn't hear it. Now that people just blast this obscene music with the N-word out in public, go ahead and laugh.
No.
Where has common decency gone?
I'm laughing because I thought when you said, can I enter the Rage Cage? I thought there's no way that Mike is going to be the stereotypical old man and say, please stop playing your music so loud. But that's exactly what happened.
I have no problem with loud music. It's obscene, vulgar, racial lyrics.
I think you're going to the wrong parks. Okay. I don't know where you're going, where this is happening.
You go to Walmart, you go to Publix, you hear this.
Oh, the Walmart is lawless, so I'm not sure that applies. But
anyway.
Shout out to our new sponsor, Tools Ace Hardware. 14 Central Florida locations, including their brand new store in downtown Windermere. Tools Ace, your neighborhood home maintenance expert, the helpful place. Go there every day if you need them. ToolsAceHardware.com. Follow me down this wild road. Remember, Mike, the best gift you can give yourself is a deep, calm breath.
I did plenty of that in hot yoga today.
Yeah. While you were passed out on the floor.
Right.
We'll get to that story in a bit. Ollie Connolly from The Guardian was not the baseball team, it's the newspaper, was the first to report this. Bill Belichick has discussed buyout options with UNC's hierarchy. He's signaled a willingness to trigger a $1 million buyout if he can find a soft place to land with another team or in the media. The blank storm started to roll downhill on social media. Everybody started chiming in on this last night. And then late last night, the Tar Heels official account tweets out, Coach Belichick has the full support of the Department of Athletics and the university, which is always a great sign when you're putting that out 2 months into the season. And then Coach Belichick, within the same graphic, they added the statement saying, quote, I am fully committed to UNC football and the program that we are building here. The full detail from Ollie Connolly on Twitter is, it's damning. I'm going to read you part of this, Mike. Members of Belichick's coaching staff have already spoken to other schools that are expected to be in the college football playoff about taking roles during the postseason. From one coach, the rats are leaving the ship, is what one person said. Reports of serious recruiting violations remain under investigation at UNC. That's one of the things that's gone awry for them in the last 11 days. What was the other one? Belichick's communication with his staff in the past 2 weeks has been described as, quote, weird and distant by multiple members of UNC's coaching staff. Multiple coaches were unable to get a hold of him during UNC's bye week, and one particular defensive assistant shared, quote, "What we've done to these kids is effed up." That's where we're at right now. Where do we go from here?
Wow. I do think there is smoke here. I mean, there's been so much controversy around this program over the last week. Heck, they had the Hulu documentary got canceled. An assistant coach reportedly has quote unquote been suspended. You've got people, other coaches. What was that in The Athletic? I don't remember who wrote it, but it might have been Stuart Mandel. But he wrote that coaches, and I wish I had the article in front of me, but the gist of it was that coaches from some of these smaller power, G5 schools, these G5 schools were saying that, yeah, we were the guys we were going after in the transfer portal. North Carolina came and scooped them up, and one of the coaches says, when I saw that they're getting players that we want in group of 5, I knew that they were in trouble. So yeah, do you think that maybe like Belichick, do you think his downfall in New England was they made him like the personnel guy, right?
That's what everybody thinks, because that's when they started to slide, when they didn't have.
Well, now he's in charge of like filling out an entire college roster, and he's supposed to be going to pick the players. It sounds like he's doing the same thing in college that he did in the NFL, trying to get bargains, going to the group of 5 play. I'm serious. Because New England always tried to get bargains, right? They didn't overpay for players.
But I think part of the problem is that Bill Belichick isn't really. I'm assuming that with the volume of recruiting, this isn't like NFL free agency where you go, all right, we need to get 5 guys to fill the roster, or go into the draft and we need to draft 6 or 7 players, 3 that are going to make an impact, hopefully this season. That's a very small number. He's got to go out. He talked about this on the field when they interviewed him during game day. He said they've had 4,000 kids come to the university within the last couple of months. The volume of recruiting, I don't think Bill Belichick is doing that. I think he has people that are doing it for him. They're trying to create this NFL sort of system, but we're still caught in between. It's still college football, and head coaches have to be the ones recruiting you, and finances are also part of the game as well. I don't think Belichick is in bed with the recruiting process. My guess is that that's the bigger problem, not that he's bad at picking players. It's that he doesn't even want to be involved in it.
He is bad at picking players, though.
Right, but I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm saying I don't think that he's that involved with the picking of players. It sounds to me like he is detached from this program. He wants to coach on the sideline on Saturdays. I think he gets joy out of that. Right now, he's probably not, because his team is miserable, but I think that's what he wants to do. And he wanted to hire a staff to say, take care of everything else for me. And college football does not operate that way.
Okay, but that is so un-Belichick. Like, this is the guy, Belichick is the guy that when he was at his height in New England would sleep in a cot in the office.
Okay, but he has changed, Mike. I mean, part of the past 11 days is that his assistants couldn't get in touch with him. That doesn't sound like Belichick. He was spotted in Nantucket during a romantic getaway with his girlfriend during their bye week. This isn't the guy who's sleeping in a cot in the office anymore. This is a guy who's cashing checks and sipping wine in Nantucket.
Hey,
it's not the same person.
There once was a man from Nantucket. Have you ever heard that?
I have.
I have. Well, that was Belichick. He was the man from Nantucket, okay? So, yeah. The fact of the matter is he's out of his element. Just like Urban Meyer was out of his element when he left college and went to the NFL. That's the bottom line. Urban Meyer, great college coach, terrible NFL coach. Same with Belichick. Just reverse.
We have a poll that we are going to ask all of you later on in the show. You can actually go and vote on this right now at 96.9 Game on Twitter. Which coaching tenure will go down as the bigger humiliation? Belichick at UNC or Urban Meyer with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Go and submit your vote on that right now. Bianchi and I will talk about that a little bit later on in the show. Up next, an NBA GM survey. The survey is in. A ton of great questions. The Magic, how do front offices feel about them across the league? We'll talk about that next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be back right after this. Now, it's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BANG. That's BANG. Enter it now online at 969thegame.com.
This is the best time of year to be a sports fan. We've got baseball postseason going on, more games tonight, football season in full swing, NBA around the corner. We've got Magic preseason games. All of this is available over on Hard Rock Bet. Sign up today, bet $5 on any game. If it wins, you can also score $150 in bonus bets. Get the party started on Hard Rock Bet. It's Thursday, which means week 6 starts tonight with Eagles-Giants looking the way of Saquon Barkley. Props as he looks to tear up the field against his former team. But whatever it is you're into, parlays, teasers, props, whatever your flavor, Hard Rock has the toppings to make that sports action ever so sweet. Head to Hard Rock Bet and roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Orlando, are you ready to rock it? My favorite beach getaway, Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach, is calling your name. Not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. You'll find modern luxury, legendary Hard Rock vibes, and that endless Florida sunshine. Even in the middle of winter, lounge by the oceanfront pool, grab a bite at their world-famous restaurant, or unwind at the spa. And when the sun sets, enjoy live music under the stars at their beachside band shell. For reservations, go to hardrockhotels.com/Daytona Beach.
Traffic slowing down on all the major roadways on Florida's Turnpike between Osceola Parkway and through Clay Whaley Road on I-4. It's bumper to bumper through that Champions Gate area and getting through the city. We got scattered showers in the area. That might be making the road slick, slowing things down. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement. Batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Florida State fans and alumni, it's always a good time to become an FSU donor. The FSU license plate is a simple way to show your school spirit and support academic excellence via student scholarships. Stop by your local tax collector's office today. Go Noles!
We all know Goodwill, but did you know when you donate stuff to Goodwill, you help provide job training for people right here in your community? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
What if, instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you could choose one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. With big bank reliability and small bank resolve, you get 160 years of financial strength and stability and an enduring commitment to personal service. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank. Visit firsthorizon.com/getitall.
Miss us while we're gone? Download the Game On podcast on iHeartRadio and take us with you wherever and whenever you want. It's all of Bianchi and I's wildest takes on demand on the daily. And while you're at it, make us your number one preset as well. Just search Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz, the state of Florida's premier sports talk radio show. Now back to these ads.
Save time and money with the aluminum fence in the box from Fence Outlet. It comes with everything you need for an average backyard of 120 feet, starting at $27.35. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more information. License number C10252 and C10803.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
Crossing the finish line, nothing like it. But for the accident attorneys at Farah & Farah, one thrill beats them all.
It's the thrill of the win, lining up all the facts so the truth is clear. Yeah, we're built for that.
Farah & Farah, Orlando.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
This week on United States of Kennedy, the podcast.
Teamsters President Jimmy Hoffa once promised to break both of Bobby Kennedy's arms.
Bobby, JFK's attorney general, wanted to take down the mob, starting with Hoffa.
This is Bobby trying to get the world to care about him, which explains all this passion and anger going into this, even though it's still kind of ineptly handled.
Each week, we dive into our cultural fascination with the Kennedy dynasty.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search United States of Kennedy, and listen now.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Ice Cube is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I'm curious. I was reading some stuff on you, and it says even when you were pursuing your music career, you still attended a college and got an architectural drafting degree or something.
Definitely not a degree. It was more like a certificate.
Okay,
but I did complete the course.
But it was your sort of your fallback.
It was my fallback, man. You know, we
How
was doing
important is that for young people?
Dirty rhymes. You know, they was hardcore. We didn't know anybody was gonna hear that outside of our neighborhood. So I had to have something to fall back on.
Do you tell kids today to have a fallback plan?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Nothing stands without a plan. So you can't. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that's a bar.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeartRadio app. Orlando's hometown sports station. This is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the free iHeartRadio app. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Did you know you can win $1,000 just for listening to us? It's 96.9 The Game's bonus bucks, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Your chance to score $1,000. Listen for the keyword, then head to our website, 969thegame.com, or whichever radio station you're listening to us through. Go to the website, enter the keyword, and boom, you're automatically signed up for $1,000. Who can't use that? Also, Saturday, I will be in downtown Orlando to watch UCF take on Cincinnati. Fingers crossed on that one. Enjoy the all-new Yingling flight. It is a Yingling watch party for UCF Cincinnati. I'll be there at high noon for kickoff. Come and join me, Elixir, in downtown Orlando. Mike, I am a nerd for these NBA GM surveys that are put out every year. I can't stop looking at this.
You're a nerd in many ways, Greg.
Some of the questions they ask, I'm like, man, I wish I had thought of that. That's so good. Which head coach is the best manager and motivator of people? I can't believe they even care enough to ask general managers these questions.
Who won that?
The best motivator of people, Eric Spoelstra, 28% of the vote. Ime Udoka, Steve Kerr, Joe Mazzulla, Ty Lue were the top 5. Which active player will make the best head coach someday? Chris Paul, 27% of the vote. TJ McConnell on there too. I think you can see that for sure. I mean, they even have, I'm not going to go through the list, but they even have the best international player that's not in the NBA. That's one of the questions they ask general managers. But how about this to spin it local?
They should ask Gronk. They should ask Gronk that question. Who's the
best wide receiver in the NFL, Gronk?
Wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbegboo.
Good call. Good call. Rack him. What was the most underrated player acquisition this offseason?
Desmond Bain.
Desmond Bain, 17% of the vote. Cam Johnson with the Denver Nuggets, second. Kristaps Porzingis with the Hawks came in third.
Also one of the most expensive acquisitions.
I was a little surprised that underrated was the way that to describe that, especially when one of the questions, the question right above it is which one player acquisition will make the biggest impact? And 2 players received overwhelmingly more votes than everybody else. Kevin Durant, 73% with Houston, 17% for Desmond Bain. Everybody else was just also receiving votes. But those were the only 2 that received a significant portion of the voting. Now, if you're looking at that saying, drat, our Orlando Magic weren't in first place on the GM survey in which player acquisition makes the biggest impact. Last year, the individual that received the most votes, Paul George with the Philadelphia 76ers, 60% of the vote.
Well, the Magic were, obviously everybody picked the Thunder to win the championship again. They picked the Cavaliers to meet the Thunder in the finals. But the Magic were picked third in the East by the GMs. I think that's showing the Magic some respect.
It shows me that the GMs are just looking at the odds that are listed on the sports books because that's exactly how they're listed.
Well,
that's
probably how I'm not even looking at the odds. That's probably how I would list them.
And that's why
third or fourth.
The expectations for the Magic this year, this isn't just about us being Orlando homers. The window is open for this team to win a championship or at least make it to the NBA Finals, because the teams that are going to come out of the West are going to be, in my opinion, far tougher than the teams they'll have to play to get to the finals. But they are clearly in there's a tier at the top of the East right now, talent-wise, of 3. Knicks, Cavs, Magic. The Knicks just put together the best season they could possibly muster with the core that they have, pushed to the Eastern Conference Finals. They fire their coach. They are without any depth, and yet their bench guys even played well in the playoffs. I think they squeezed every bit of juice out of the orange, and that was as far as it took them. So I don't have faith in saying the Knicks are going to go to the finals, because I thought last year was the best version of the Knicks, and rarely do you get the best version of yourself overachieving like that in back-to-back seasons. The Cleveland Cavaliers have the best roster when healthy in the East. They're never healthy come playoff time. They're always banged up. Darius Garland can't stay healthy. Mobley's had his issues. Donovan Mitchell puts the whole team on his back, and they've fallen flat the last couple of years.
So the Magic guys are going to talk about teams that can't stay healthy, for crying out loud. The Magic guys talking about unhealthy teams? Good Lord. I mean, what are the Magic? They haven't stayed healthy. And believe me, I think the Magic are going to be good this year, but they haven't proven anything. All they are is a team of a lot of potential. That's all they are. Who've never done anything. So show me.
What I'm saying, by no means am I trying to make the case for why the Magic are perfect and everybody else isn't. It's that the Knicks and the Cavs, I think, reached their peak of their current form and are on
64 wins. That's a pretty good peak.
Yeah, and what they have to show for it.
Well,
they got trophies. They now reach the peak, and now this is what happens. You reach the peak, then you descend. And you can win a championship while you're descending, but they're headed down. The Magic are on the elevator up. That's the reason why I have faith that the Magic.
Why are the Cavs headed down?
I think.
Why are the Cavs headed down? I mean, sometimes you reach a certain level and you have to lose for a couple years and then you get over that hump. That's usually how it is. You're pretty close to the top for 2-3 years. You take your lumps and then boom, you get over the hump and maybe you win a championship. Maybe that's the Cavs, right?
2 years ago, they were one of the best defensive teams in the NBA, and then their offense sputtered out. Do you remember that ugly series they had with the Magic where they came out ahead? Then last year, their defense took a major step back, and their offense was one of the best in the NBA, and that didn't work out for them. They didn't do anything to add to the crop they have, so all I'm going off of is 2 years of not being able to line up offense and defense, 2 years of your core players not being able to stay healthy when it comes time to win in the postseason. This doesn't, and they won 64 games last year, as you mentioned. Right. I don't see it getting much better for this version of the Cavs unless they do something to change up their roster. I think this version of the Cavs is the best version that you're going to get. It's really, really good, but it can be surpassed. That's what I'm saying. I think the Magic, if everything goes right, can surpass both the Cavs and the Knicks in the Eastern Conference.
I hope you're right. And I think the Magic can get to the finals as well. I just need to see a little bit first because I haven't, all I've seen from the Magic over the last couple of years is a bad offensive team. And I realize they have Desmond Bane now, but, is Desmond Bane suddenly going to make them a great offensive team? I don't know. I want to see it.
What the NBA GMs apparently think so.
Last year at this time, we were talking about, oh, man, they went out and got KCP. This guy's going to solve their three-point shooting woes, and he's a great defender.
See,
That's the same thing we're saying this year.
This is the difference between Homer talk and real objective NBA talk, is that we were saying that about KCP. What we're telling you right now is that this is what the general managers in the NBA, who have no skin in the game other than the team that they work for, are telling you that. KCP wasn't at the top of these lists last year. Desmond Bane is number 2.
Maybe he was. How do you know that? Maybe he was.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident that he was.
I'm going to Google it,
please,
and find out where he was.
I doubt that he was at the top of those lists. Maybe he was. Well, Bianchi's going to dig back into the archives. Up next, the Cardiac Bucks strike again. How long can they keep this up? We'll check in with our Bucks insider, Scott Reynolds, next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Shout out to our newest partners, Tools Ace Hardware, my go-to shop for all of my grilling and home maintenance needs. Be sure to tune in after every Magic game. We're talking Magic right now and throughout the season. When they got the games all fired up, we'll have our Tools Ace Hardware assist of the night delivered by me, Brandon Kravitz. And if you're gearing up for game day, Tools Ace is your MVP for grilling greatness. They have 14 Central Florida locations, including their brand new store in downtown Windermere. Tools Ace is your neighborhood home maintenance expert. Go visit them online, toolsacehardware.com.
What an awesome time of the year it is at Prize Picks. We've got NFL football tonight. We've got playoff baseball. And in a few days, we're going to have regular season basketball, which means you can always put together a winning lineup at Prize Picks, the daily fantasy app that is so easy to use. All you do is pick more or less on a player's stat projections, and in less than a minute, your lineup is set. Can you imagine a lineup where you pick more on Trevor Lawrence's touchdown pass projection, less on Shohei Ohtani's home run projection, and more on Franz Wagner's scoring total? You actually can mix and match sports to make your TV viewing experience 100 times more exciting. Prize Picks also invented Flex Play, so even if one pick misses, you can still double your money. And don't forget, they got the injury reboot policy too. So if one of your guys goes down early in the game, you're protected. Download the app today. Use my code BULLDOG to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. That's code BULLDOG to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week. Brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown, Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
As our area continues to grow, more and more national chain stores are moving in, and that includes big box jewelry retailers who claim to be direct importers.
You're going to hear from people that come into the markets that we're in, and they're going to claim to be direct diamond importer. What's new about that? I've been doing that for over 40 years.
That's Florida's original Keith LeClaire, owner of International Diamond Center, who says the corporate jewelers are mostly owned by the same Wall Street conglomerate, just with different names.
Some have become where they have 9, 10 different brands. They're owned by Wall Street. They answer to Wall Street.
But at locally owned IDC,
we don't answer to anybody but our customers.
At IDC, you don't deal with retail clerks. You work with true diamond professionals who are focused on you, not some corporate sales quota.
We guide them through it, protect them. We want them to come back.
And bottom line, Keith guarantees to beat any diamond at any price that you find at any corporate store, any day of the week.
You cannot get any closer to the source than IDC.
International Diamond Center, your true direct diamond importer for 4 decades. Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia.
October baseball is here. The baseball postseason is in full swing, and BetOnline is your #1 source to get closer to the action. From first pitch to the final out, BetOnline gives you more ways to play with the latest odds, breaking news, live scores, and in-game wagering. Also catch every pro and college football game, cage fighting, and hockey futures all in one place. Lastly, don't miss their VIP program with level up bonuses, cash boosts, and exclusive rewards. Head to BetOnline today, because at BetOnline, the game starts here.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-743-8080. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Everdoor's Forever Springs last for life. And right now, you save $75. One fix, forever covered. That's Everdoor Peace of Mind. Lock it in today at Everdoor.com. Everdoor, the garage door that lasts evermore.
Eustace Roofing. New roof, no mess.
When it comes to buying or selling a home, you need more than just a sign in the yard. You need a pro who knows the market, knows the process, and knows how to fight for you. That's why I lean on Kevin Krager. Kevin doesn't just unlock doors. He brings a deep knowledge of market trends, the latest home buyer programs, and cutting-edge real estate technology. But what truly sets him apart is Kevin's background in construction. He knows what to look for so that you don't end up in a money pit. From foundations to roof lines, he's focused on protecting your investment every step of the way. And it doesn't stop when you sign on the dotted line. Even after closing, Kevin has the resources to help with repairs or upgrades that you may want, all at cost to his clients. I've seen firsthand how Kevin Krager works, how responsive and honest he is. The bottom line is he gets results. Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or making that first big move, he's going to guide you every step of the way. Call Kevin Krager today, Your future home will thank you.
It'll be an NFC East showdown to open the new week of NFL action. The Giants will host the Eagles for Thursday Night Football. UCF is gearing up for a massive Big 12 showdown. They'll be at Cincinnati coming up Saturday. The Knights will face a Bearcats team that upset Iowa State last week. And the hockey where the Lightning open their season tonight. They'll be home against Ottawa. Tampa Bay's again expected to be one of the top teams in the East. I'm Scott Davidson.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz. Looking for an exceptional driving experience? Find it behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Experience the power, precision, and intelligence of an iconic Mercedes-Benz SUV at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today.
Orlando's new home for Florida State football is AM 810 Fox Sports Radio Orlando. Hear every game live on AM 810 or search Fox Sports Radio Orlando on the free iHeartRadio app. Let's hit the local beat and see what's happening with the teams that call the state of Florida home. Sending you back to the studio. It's Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
They did it again. They always do it. Every week. The Cardiac Bucks. You can't stop this team. PewterReport.com is where you can find Scott Reynolds. He's been a Bucks beat writer for 30-plus years. Scott, 4 wins, none by more than a field goal. All of these seem to come down to the wire. How can they keep this up? How long can they keep this up?
I don't know, man. I'm starting to believe this might be a team of destiny. The way this season's going, maybe they can keep it up all year long. I'm not sure, but the important thing is they're getting these wins in games that they would have lost last year. These close down to the wire games went against the Buccaneers in 2024, so they're getting the job done this year. Baker Mayfield is the big reason why. This team believes that as long as he has the ball in his hands on the final possession, they're going to win the game. It's not just Baker that believes that. He's got the whole team believing it now, and they got a quality win against a quality NFC opponent. In Seattle, they're going to have to try to do the same thing against another 4-1 team this week against the 49ers.
Health is always a question with this team. And ironically enough, the team they're playing this week, one of the other, I think the Ravens are the only team that can beat out the Bucks and the 49ers for an active and impactful injury report. But how are the Bucks looking health-wise with their main guys like Wirfs and Godwin and Bucky Irving, those guys?
Well, I think Bucky Irving is going to be out. Mike Evans is still going to be out. Those are the two big guys on offense. Chris Godwin's interesting because he has a fibula injury he's dealing with, and that's probably stemming from the broken ankle that he's recovering from. We'll see what tomorrow holds in terms of practice and if he's going to be able to go on Sunday. He'll try to. I'm sure, knowing Chris, he's a gamer and a pro. He will try to do whatever he can, being the tough guy that he is, to get out there. But I still think there's enough firepower in this team. We saw Tez Johnson emerge. We know Emeka Egbuka can get the job done. One of the best receivers in the league this year, rookie or not. And Sterling Shepard came through with a big touchdown, and he's been playing his best football in years, even dating back to his days with the Giants. He's having a career resurgence with Baker Mayfield this year. That's fun to see. Rashad White, I think, going up against a really stingy Seattle defense, did a pretty good job getting 2 touchdowns on the ground and making some big plays. So this game will come down to third downs. The 49ers defense really lacks star power. Nick Bosa's on injured reserve. Tufanga, their Pro Bowl safety, is gone. Dre Greenlaw, the linebacker that was such a great compliment to Fred Warner, is gone. Javon Hargrave's gone up front. They really don't have a lot of the guys. Charvarius Ward's another one. They don't really have a lot of players that helped us get the team to the Super Bowl a couple years ago. It's a younger, kind of unheralded defense for San Francisco. They don't have an interception yet. They only have 10 sacks on the year. But what they're doing really well is third down defense. They're 5th in the NFL in third down conversion defense. So to me, aside from the turnover battle, which the Bucs won last week in Seattle, that's going to be important again. But whoever wins third down offensively, I think is going to have a chance to really win this game on Sunday.
All right, talking to Scott Reynolds of the Pewter Report. It's time for the tough question, Scott. Rob Gronkowski tried to pronounce the Bucs rookie star's name over the weekend. I want you to listen real quick.
Wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbegboo.
Okay. Big boot. So what is the correct pronunciation? Is the G silent? Is it Abuka or is it Egbuka?
It is Abuka, Emeka Ebuka. That is how it's pronounced. The G is silent. And I believe Emeka in the Nigerian native of Igbo means God makes great things. And then Abuka means deliverer of prosperity. So that is what the name Emeka Ebuka means in Igbo, which is the Nigerian culture that he was named after.
Wow. And fantasy managers agree with that, by the way, because he is delivering plenty of prosperity to those teams.
No
exactly.
question. Real quick, Scott, if I said this earlier, if I were naming the MVP right now, Baker Mayfield wins it.
Yeah.
I think most people think that right now.
Yeah, I mean, he really, it's style points too, right? I mean, we live in this social media world where we see highlights on social media all the time. And so it's style points, but it's also putting points on the board in the last minute to win games, right? You have to win, but then also, how are you winning? Is it exciting football? Remember, Josh Allen won last year, and what did he do? He threw a pass essentially to himself. It bounced off somebody, and he caught it and scored a touchdown. So, those little novelty gimmicks and big plays, they really go a long way. And when you have these furious fourth quarter fantastic finishes that Baker Mayfield's engineering, that goes a long way in in some of the voters' minds for these MVPs. You got to win, but you kind of have to do it in style too. And he's getting the job done both ways.
Yeah, right now, Baker Mayfield plus 950 to win the NFL MVP award. This is the third shortest odds behind names that you've heard of, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Real quick, before we let you go, Scott, do you recall the recourse on Bruce Arians when he whapped a player across the helmet? I'm blanking on who it was, but was that similar, the discussion surrounding that? That was back in 2022. When he received a fine for that. Jonathan Gannon also received a fine this week for Amari DiMercato and that interaction. Do you remember the discussion around that when it happened?
Not a whole bunch. I really don't. I think most people know Bruce is a good guy, and he gets a little hot-tempered at times, and no big deal.
Plus, he just won a Super Bowl too, so that helps.
Exactly. Yeah.
That helps. Scott Reynolds, PewterReport.com. Bucs beat writer. Thanks so much, Scott. We appreciate you.
You got it, guys. Take care.
Coming up next, we want to hear from you. Hit us up in the Rage Cage on the iHeartRadio Talkback. What is it about today's music that has you all riled up? Bianchi is shaking his fist at the sky as we speak. We're back with that. Your texts as well next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
The Tampa Bay Bucs are having a winning season because they come up with great game plans. And that's exactly how the Nickley Group sells homes. Central Florida homes are moving fast and for top dollar, but only if you got the right team behind you. The Nickley Group will look at your specific zip code, your equity position, and your timeline, then give you the best options, including their guaranteed cash offer. I've seen sellers take that offer and close in 2 weeks, stress-free. Others hit the open market and get top dollar. That's what makes them the number one real estate team in Central Florida. Options, plans. For a guaranteed offer on your home, visit thenickley.com. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley.
I'm a beer fanatic, so I don't settle for anything less than the best. And the folks at Hourglass Brewing deliver quality, consistency, everything I'm looking for in a good beer. With that neighborhood charm at their 2 Orlando locations, Hourglass Brewing is a first-class brewery from the same one that cranks out Zoneheads 35 once per year but it's more than that. They crank out the hits on the daily. 25 plus Hourglass beers on tap every single day. Stop by for happy hour. $3 I4 iSource citrus lagers from 4 to 6 p.m. all day on Mondays. They even have wines, seltzers, ciders, something for everybody. Cozy up to the bar, get to know their friendly staff. Hourglass is a welcoming watering hole for the entire Orlando community, and they have a location right near downtown Orlando as well, on top of the one right around the corner from me in Longwood. This isn't mass-produced. This is craft. Fresh ingredients, local pride, and a taste that you can actually savor. So next time you need to unwind, skip the ordinary and raise a glass to the extraordinary. Raise a glass to Hourglass Brewing.
You're going to start getting caught up in some slowdowns on the major roadways. There's also a couple of accidents that might be affecting your drive. All lanes are blocked on Apopka Vineland Road northbound near I-4. A crash on Florida's Turnpike southbound past Hancock Road's blocking the right lane on the Greenway southbound. At Redbug Lake Road, the right lane's blocked. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm's Upgrade Your Sleep sale is here. See their sleep experts today to find your perfect bed from their premium selection and save big on better rest. Mattress Firm, they make sleep easy.
Mattress Firm's Upgrade Your Sleep sale is here. See their sleep experts today to find your perfect bed from their premium selection and save big on better rest. Mattress Firm, they make sleep easy.
Central Florida, do you know how lucky we are? We are so spoiled to have International Diamond Center right here in Orlando. This is Florida's premier diamond destination. They are a direct importer. That means no middleman, just incredible prices on sparkling natural diamonds of every shape and size, handpicked from the world's elite diamond cutters. And IDC doesn't stop there. You'll find the biggest selection of bridal rings anywhere in the state, all the iconic designer names, plus thousands of exclusive handcrafted American-made settings. IDC even offers custom designs, so your ring is one of a kind. And for watch lovers, IDC is your source for pre-owned luxury Rolexes, meticulously curated models like the Submariner, Sky Dweller, and Batman, all in pristine condition. Some have never even been worn. IDC is family-owned, Florida-grown, never a corporate chain. This is the Jeweler Orlando Trust. Get details now at shopidc.com.
The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks. Crafted with our signature espresso and real pumpkin sauce. Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon, and nutmeg. The PSL. Get it while it's hot or iced. Only at Starbucks.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you've been in a crash and your mind's racing.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and don't know what to do. You know who to call. Farah and Farah, Orlando.
We love stats, facts, and figures on this show. And what about this one? Your AC system consumes up to 80% of your electric bill, and a new AC system can save you up to 75% on the AC portion of your bill. That could save you a substantial amount of money in the long run, and Mills Air is here to help. Mills Air will get you feeling right. They'll have you living comfortably, and they'll do it all without breaking the bank. The best AC company in the market, bar none. I've used them for years, and you'll love it too. 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
Everdoor's Forever Springs last for life. And right now, you save $75. One fix, forever covered. That's Everdoor Peace of Mind. Lock it in today at everdoor.com. Everdoor, the garage door that lasts evermore.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Okay, fellas, let's be real. If your wife or girlfriend isn't herself lately, if she's tired, cranky, no interest in sex, you know it's not her fault. And if you're walking around foggy, low energy, low sex drive, it's not just you getting older. It's your hormones, both of you. That's why I want you to call Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. This is where couples go when they want to feel alive again. This isn't one of those cookie cutter clinics you see at the strip malls where they give you a testosterone shot in the butt and send you on your way. The difference is Dr. John Carrazella. He's an internationally acclaimed Yale-trained doctor who gave up a successful career as an orthopedic surgeon to focus on hormone health. He's helped thousands of couples get their mojo back to feel sharp, sexy, and actually excited to be around each other again. And fellas, trust me, when she starts feeling better, everything changes for both of you. So stop toughing it out and start living again and do it together. Go to hormonesandwellness.com. That's hormonesandwellness.com for all the information. It's a gift that will truly last a lifetime.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Bet it or forget it. Kravitz and Colin Cowherd are cut from the same cloth. They don't want to give the Jaguars credit because the Jaguars are the little small market team that nobody cares about. They don't really have any marquee stars like Patrick Mahomes and Taylor Swift rooting for him, all right?
There's a deeper message week to week in this league. And I think the Jags, I agree with what Colin's saying. They're a little goofy in the way they stumble into these wins. It feels lucky.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeartRadio app. WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. The UCF Knights are heard here. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Looking for free beer? Who is it? Before the game on Thursday, you can head on over to the Wing House, order a half-pound burger at regular price, and get a free 16-ounce domestic beer or soda to wash that puppy down. It's the perfect way to fuel up before a big football weekend hits. Juicy burgers, cold drinks, beautiful girls, and the Wing House charm that you know and love. 3 Central Florida locations, Wing House, good food, beautifully served. Mike, have you had more time to wrap your head around what it is that bothers you about today's modern music, other than when people turn it up too loud?
First of all, you're misquoting me. I like loud music. I like to listen to some good lead guitar turned up to 10, all right? I like that. All I said was it is disgusting to me that people play their loud, obscene music with all these obscene lyrics and the N-word, mainly hip-hop, all right? They play this loud where kids are hanging out. They play it inside buildings. They play it in the parking lot of grocery stores. And it ticks me off. Somebody texted in, Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, who said that Lee Greenwood should be playing the Super Bowl and not Bad Bunny. Mike Johnson would make Bianchi very happy if he could have the Captain and Tennille perform at the Super Bowl halftime show. You're damn right. Tony Tennille, very talented. The Captain as well. Love will keep us together. Love will keep us together. That is music right there. That is music.
Bianchi wants to bring back Up With People, I think, is what you're angling for at the halftime show. Somebody said, ironic that we play this song. At least I know it's free. At least I know I'm free is what they meant to type. In today's America, so many people are not free. Wow, people coming out with that.
Wow.
With the hot takes here today. Mike B sounds like Bugs Bunny on his ad copy read for IDC. I thought they were talking about Bad Bunny there, but they were talking about your ad read. Yep.
What's up, Doc? What's up, Doc?
So the reason why this conversation popped up is that Speaker of the House Mike Johnson chimed in on Bad Bunny being the halftime performer for the Super Bowl. This is what he said.
Any reaction to Bad Bunny being chosen as the Super Bowl halftime performer?
I didn't even know who Bad Bunny was, but it sounds like a terrible decision in my view.
How come?
Hearing. What's that?
How come?
Well, it sounds like he's not someone who appeals to a broader audience. And I think, there's so many eyes on the Super Bowl, a lot of young, impressionable children. And I think, in my view, you would have Lee Greenwood or role models doing that, not somebody like this.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
That's great.
Lee Greenwood, baby.
This is why they put Jay-Z in charge, not Mike Johnson of the halftime show. Somebody earlier said, just lean into the halftime show. Everything will be fine, just like it is every year.
Seriously, when the reporter asked him, why so? Why do you think he'd be a bad choice? He had no idea why he thought he would be a bad choice, did he? Mike Johnson had no idea. He just heard the name Bad Bunny and said, this guy must be one of those obscene hip hop artists, is what he thought. Like sure. I was just ranting.
I'm sure, and I don't know. Honestly, I couldn't tell you if Bad Bunny is or he isn't. I know he's incredibly popular. Maybe would recognize a couple of his songs if I heard it. And I think I like to think that I'm up with current music. It's just I'm just not a Bad Bunny guy. I don't listen to music. I don't mean to sound close-minded here, but I don't listen to music that it's not in the one singular language that I speak.
Right. I don't either. No. So I'm sad now, Kravitz. Somebody just
why?
texted in. Bulldog, the captain has been dead for a few years.
Oh no.
Captain into the the cat. Do you remember the captain into the? Well, you don't, do you?
I've heard the name.
The captain he wore this captain's hat and he played like the keyboard. He was Tony Tennille, his significant other, was the talent in the group. And he was just sort of the captain with his cap on, and he was Garfunkel.
What's the best song from Captain and Tennille?
I just played it for you.
You did?
Love will keep us together. Look at me, babe, whenever some sweet talking girl comes along.
This is why
singing your song.
You know what my frustration is with modern music is when people complain about it and say, well, that's not as good as the music back when I was growing up, because you have crap like that. Like,
what are you talking about?
Every era, whatever music was popular when you were 14 years old, you think
shame
is the
on
best,
you.
Is the best.
Shame on you
era
for calling
of
the captain and Tennille trash. They also sang Muskrat Love. Ever heard of it?
Nope.
Muskrat Susie, Muskrat Sam, do the jitterbug down in Muskrat Land.
What about
me?
Okay, all right.
What a great song! That's a love song.
They're gonna pull us off in 2
Love.
out of the 3 markets that we're in if you continue doing this. What about Eric Dickerson? What does Eric Dickerson think about Bad Bunny as the halftime performer?
I'm not surprised the NFL will do something like this. That's how they got that political crap. They like they good guys. They not. But Bad Bunny. Where's Bad Bunny from?
He's from Puerto Rico.
He's from Puerto Rico. You don't want to. If you like the U.S., keep his ass over there.
Apparently, Puerto Rico is part of the U.S.
I know, but still, if you don't want, he don't like the U.S. Don't come in and perform. I heard some stuff he said about the United States. So I'm from the U.S. I love my country. If you don't like the United States, keep your ass out. Don't come over.
That sounded like a TMZ recording right there.
Did you hear?
I love that. This is now multiple interviews that I've seen with people going, oh, if he doesn't like America, you should go back to Puerto Rico. Well, Puerto Rico is kind of a part of America. It's a territory, but okay.
He's an American citizen because he's from Puerto Rico, I think. Right?
Yeah, I mean, not everybody's happy with the country all the time. I think that most well-adjusted people can understand that that's all part of protest and yada yada, and that's the free speech that we all have been fighting for since we came over here and got out of that British rule. You know what? That's the thing that we can rally behind, Mike. Screw the Brits. Okay?
Yeah. Now maybe we should have Cardi B. Somebody just texted in.
Oh, there's a good idea. We'll play that for you a little later on in the show. Golf passes available for Victoria Hills right now. If you can text in, what is the current PGA Tour event going on right now? 50857. We're back in 60 seconds.